Welcome. My name is Deborah Lohman. I'm the Assistant Dean of Libraries and Learning Resources at Scott Community College, part of the Eastern Iowa Community Colleges. And in our Scott Library, we are fortunate enough to have the Reed Art Gallery that was created as a college project with former art teacher Rob Lipnick. So we're kicking off our fall term season, and our guest author or our guest artist in our gallery right now is Carlos Maldonado. Welcome, Carlos.
Hi.
So Carlos, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name's Carlos Maldonado. I was born in Los Angeles, California. I grew up in West Liberty, Iowa, which is just 17 miles east of Iowa City. And I live in Iowa City currently. I work in mainly acrylics, and I'm just getting into gouache, and I paint full-time now I've been doing it for 14 months.
All right, so the gallery display that we have in the Reed Gallery is called a retrospective. Why?
So this is my first solo art show, and basically I wanted to include some of my earlier work, or it's a combination of some of my earlier stuff and the work that I've been doing over the last year since becoming a full-time artist. So a lot of the commissions that I'm doing, types of dog portraits and landscapes. So it's a look back at everything that I'm doing that has gotten me to this point.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And there's a lot in the art gallery. We're doing this by Zoom, unfortunately, because of the pandemic situation. So we're not able to show you the gallery display behind this interview. But Carlos has got over 20 pieces hanging in the Reed Art Gallery right now. That gallery display is going to go on from August 25th up through Thanksgiving week. So you've got plenty of opportunity to come look at all of his pieces. But speaking about your pieces, Carlos, pick a piece that's poignant to your early career as an artist and tell us about that.
So one of my earliest pieces that I was really happy with was that deer. It's titled Mexican Reindeer. In 2015, that's when I painted that. I had like more of a psychedelic type style, and I was really into bright colors and symbolism and things like that, and that's what I was into. And slowly I started getting into landscapes to help me get better at that type of painting. And in doing so, I just got absorbed into like plein air painting, which is painting outside and just doing like landscapes. And now I prefer that style. I mean, hopefully someday I'll go back to that earlier work, but yeah, I think I've changed since then.
So I've seen, I'm just going to sidebar us a little bit here. The deer piece is one that I've seen that I'll put up behind our interview. But you've done that in canvas, and then didn't you already also do that as a mural?
Yeah, I did that at the Kirkwood Community campus here in Iowa City.
Yeah, so that was a pretty big one.
16 by 16 foot mural.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen some of your mural work out in the Johnson County, Iowa City area in like enormous size. That's got to take a particular skill.
Yep. Yeah, I have friends that do graffiti and that type of work, and I join them whenever I get the chance. I try to like not limit myself to like strictly what I do. I like to dabble in other things, but at the same time, I try to focus on acrylic. So like 80% of the time I'll do acrylic painting, then 20% I'll experiment.
Cool. Okay. So pick another piece, pick a piece this time that kind of indicates where you are now.
So any of the gouache pieces, the landscapes, that's kind of where I'm going to now. They're a little, I would say they're done a little bit faster, a little bit more eloquent, and it's taken me a while to get there. If you look at some of my earlier landscapes, they're a little overworked and I don't know, heavy on texture. And I feel like these gouache paintings just come a little faster and a little more natural. And I'm hoping to get better at it.
Great. Okay, so I've got one last question for you. what do you want to tell our art students? We've got an art program here in Eastern Iowa Community Colleges. We see people express art in lots of different ways, the painting classes, clay classes, welding, you know, lots of different ways to express oneself. What would you tell our students?
The main thing is to work hard. It takes a lot of work to do anything. So if you want to become an artist, the main thing is to be tenacious and determined and set some goals. That's basically the hardest thing. Having like talent and having the skill is one thing, but you can develop that over time if you keep practicing and just keep learning. Learn from your peers, learn from your teachers. You can learn things from people that aren't necessarily artists, but you can adapt what they're doing in their field and implement it into your art. And I feel like you should be open to learning from everybody and always be working. That's the main thing.
Good advice.
Just work hard.
Yeah, super good advice. Okay, so if people want to find more of your things other than what we have in the Reed Art Gallery, where can they go find you?
So I'm currently working on a website. It hasn't launched yet, but it will be carlosmaldonadoart.com. And then other than that, it's just social media. So Instagram and Facebook. And then if you want to contact me about commissions, you can send me an email also at carlosmaldonadoart@gmail.com.
Okay, so carlosmaldonadoart@gmail.com. Did I have that right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So I'll put those links at the bottom of this as well so that you can reach out and see the full body of Carlos's artwork. It's amazing and lots of pieces out there. Thanks for joining us. Again, we've got Carlos Maldonado's retrospective in the Reed Art Gallery from August 25th up into the weekend of Thanksgiving. Because of the pandemic, Carlos has also given us permission. We are going to do an online display of his gallery so that if you're not able to make it into campus, the Belmont campus, you can also visit it on the EICC website, and that link is below as well. Thanks, Carlos, for joining us today. And thanks for bringing your artwork to Scott. It's fantastic.
Yep. Thanks, Deb. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.